The Instagram photo feature just came out and it was immediately removed. If you guys were around for the last week, you've obviously seen the photo feature. It's just like the TikTok one on TikTok. You can go to your photo library, you could upload screenshots or images that you have manually downloaded. Now, like the one on TikTok, unlike the one on TikTok, the TikTok one is still there. The TikTok one has been there for years, and even though a lot of people say it is corny, even though a lot of people dislike the TikTok feature, it was able to last. But unlike the Instagram feature, it couldn't. You see, we obviously know that Instagram and Twitter, possibly Reddit too, are one of the top three worst platforms ever. Obviously, TikTok is bad, but it is more full of brain rotted kids and millennials than actual people with brain damage like Instagram. Instagram people will post fights, they post corn, they post murders already. But luckily, since the Instagram mod team can get it done quickly, there's not a December 2022, December 22nd incident where it was just mass corn all over your TikTok feed. So it is manageable. But when you add a photo feature to a community that is already known to be unstable, already known to just post evil stuff, and already known to be a worse community than TikTok, what do you think happens? A, they just use it the normal intended way. B, they don't use it at all. Or C, they just start posting corn, fights, and murder, which they will be less likely to stop because unlike it just being a red one video, it's going to be millions of pictures in every comment section. That's what it was. If you went into any comment section, you've seen Mesmerizer Miku. I seen a car story one. I seen Hitler's thingy going all over my screen. It was disgusting. And even if you agree, okay, I didn't care that much. I physically did not care that much. I was fine with it. Not because I'm an edgelord or anything, but because that's how I grew up. You see, I grew up in the Live League area. So when I was 8 to 6 years old, I was watching Two Girls, One Cup. It was disgusting. I was watching Live Leak, stuff like that. So I was already used to that kind of stuff. But when you have a kid in this generation, they didn't grow up in the same generation that I did. They didn't wake up and see that stuff all over their screen. They are usually just seeing brain rot. They are usually just seeing constant memes. Yes, they're obviously going to see a couple of bad things, but not nearly as bad as something from my generation would see. So when you see porn, I can't say that word, corn, fights, people getting brain curb stomped all over the floor, you are going to feel appalled. You might even get traumatized and disgusted. And then imagine how the families of those kids will feel after their kids just waitingly wanted to doom scroll on Instagram and ended up seeing a dead body in an Instagram comment section. That this feature, it was never needed. And I don't know what they thought was going to happen when they added this feature. We already know we have a worse community than TikTok. And I would not say it's as bad as Twitter because I see crazy things on Twitter. But we have like a thing that is comparable or a little worse than Twitter. So what did you think was going to happen when you gave everybody the free will to do whatever they wanted in a Instagram comment section? Now, obviously, it was not all bad. There was obviously the people who woke up and they posted their food. It was obviously the people who woke up and they posted. I seen people working out. I seen people doing some morning jogs. I seen food recipes, and I seen even people's Lego sets. Was that wholesome? Was that beautiful? Yes. You could go into an art, right? There was videos now since with the new photo feature where you could take a screenshot of somebody's art, right? And they would say, since the photo feature is added, everybody take a screenshot and add a face for this character. They took a screenshot of the character. All the artists came in the comment section. They drew a face, and there were millions of other people's art styles on this one canvas, which showed how beautiful a community could grow, how beautiful a community could change together with this new field photo feature because it's helping us connect more. But even though there are good ones, even though there are people who obviously don't want to just ruin Instagram, you can't just expect the only minority of people to exist. We already know Instagram is full of chuds who just do stupid shit, right? So when you put that feature on, you shouldn't just expect, okay, only the good ones will use this feature. Okay, people will not act out when we already know they're gonna act out. So there was physically, yes, while the feature did do good, yes, while the feature probably would and could bring communities closer together and probably could make Instagram wholesomer, it also would do more harm than good because there are more evil people than good on Instagram. If you added the photo feature to somewhere like YouTube, we already know YouTube is full of like intellectual individuals or like corny individuals. Anybody who uses YouTube, I have not seen them actually nearly as bad as Instagram, or maybe that's just because YouTubers be like hiding their comments or something. But they have never really been as bad as Instagram comments. They've been corny, all right, but they have not been bad. So if you added it to YouTube, I'd say it would work out. I'd say it'd be pretty fun. But you can't add it to Instagram. You can't add it to Twitter. You can't add it to Reddit and then expect it to be okay. And even then, with the TikTok community, we just learned our lesson from the TikTok community. Photo features never were good on TikTok. When photo features got added, it was just corn everywhere. But unlike the Instagram community, where Instagram took the repercussions and disabled the feature, TikTok just left it up there and people are still being able to post corn daily. But obviously, over time, when the hype dies down, it's going to die down with it, right? People are going to obviously post less corn. But still, if we just seen that from one of our main competitors, okay, they added the photo feature, it was chaos everywhere, nobody was staying in control, nobody was listening, and we already know TikTok has a less bad community, not as bad community as you. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? I'm kind of repeating my points now, but it's genuinely just one of the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Hopefully, any families involved in the incident that happened a couple weeks prior are okay. Hopefully, the families, don't have any traumatized children or anybody who's seen any corn on, you know, their For You page. Like, usually I do joke around with this. Like, usually I'm not like as serious as I am in these couple videos, but it's literally a kid, right? So like when it comes to kids, I'm going to be like more serious than when I usually am. I don't really have anything else to say though. I'm kind of done with this video. And let me know what you guys think about the photo feature. If you guys think it should be added back. If you guys like the photo feature. Um, I personally, I thought the photo feature was nice. I didn't really use it, but I had a lot of friends who did, and I liked how it could bring the communities back together. Do I think it should be added back? Hell no, though. We already seen that the communities do not act right. They do not need this much power, and we're already still having a epidemic with reels. So let's just leave it with reels for something we can control and not with actual stickers and comment sections where any kid can just doom scroll and find corn and then want to become an addict for the rest of their life. Because you have to think about it. When you see corn or fights at a young age, your brain is easily impressionable, right? Every time you see people knocked out on the ground, because I didn't see fights. It was pictures, not videos. So I didn't see a fight, right? Obviously, I've seen fight videos on Instagram because they're not bannable. You can post a fight video on Instagram, but I didn't really see people knocked out. But when you see people bleeding out their head, like blood on their body, or people laying on the ground, right? That's what I seen in the photo features. It's going to leave an impressionable opinion on the young mind. These new kids, they play GTA at 8. They play Valorant. They play Fortnite. They play Rainbow Six Siege. They are already surrounded by years of violence, gun violence, all of this stuff. And I understand that I might sound like a millennial saying, oh my God, violence doesn't impact kids. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. When you hear a gunshot sound, and I'm from the hood, right? So it's different with me because I grew up around that stuff. So I'm used to that kind of stuff, right? But even still, when you hear some bad shit that happened, what Charlie Kirk dying, but when Charlie Kirk died, or when Oliver Tree died, guess what happened? People made memes about it. People joked about it. Would that happen in any of the other generations? No. When George Floyd died, yes, people made memes about it, but that was years afterwards. Yes, while the racists immediately started making memes about, oh, he can't breathe. Ha 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 ha. People threw riots. People revolted. People wanted change. When this happens now, people do not care. When this Epstein files came out, people do not care. This society has grew us up in this environment where we genuinely are used to all this violence, all this, stuff going on, that this stuff does not impact us, right? So when you see a kid and he starts seeing all this violence on his Instagram photo feed, when he starts seeing dead people in Instagram comment sections, and he starts, okay, he's gonna start thinking it's okay. He might even start going outside and trying to fight people himself because he's seeing an Instagram guy in a comment section brag about it. Is that okay? No. But even still, with all the rap music we got going on, with all the violence in these songs, and then it's fully confirmed by a kid in an Instagram comment section. He's like, okay, this is the right thing to do. I'm gonna do it, and then he's gonna go end up in jail. It really did not end up needing to be like this. Same with corn. Why do you think people have a higher Why do you think some people tolerate corn more? I grew up. I was some things happened to me as a kid. I'm not gonna go too deep in it because I don't want to vent and be a little like I hate people who vent on the internet. Like if it helps you, good for you. But like I feel like I don't want a sympathy farm. I don't want sympathy farm. Things happened to me when I was a kid, right? And it made me more addicted to gooning and stuff. If you watch my older videos, I made like 2 videos on gooning and like other girls in general, like talking to girls. Until eventually I just started separating myself from girls because I was like, after the things that happened to me, I just didn't want to be involved with them. But when a kid sees this, it's a high chance if he's just seeing all this corn as a young age, as an impressionable mind, he's gonna be thinking, "Oh wow, I want to see more corn," and he's gonna start watching corn at 8 years old. And again, this is the most impressionable mind yet. So now you start seeing corn at this young age. You're gonna be growing up and getting more. You're gonna start seeing women more, not as people, but as objects. You're gonna start seeing gooning as more a requirement than just something that you could do. It's going to be more of a necessity than just a release. And it's like we don't need our kids to be seeing this. That's all I think. Like it was a massive failure. It did not need to exist. Now, if you are over the age of 16 and you were complaining about the Instagram photo update, you're just a bitch. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like I did not really give a fuck about anything. Like I said, maybe it's because I'm just grew up around that stuff. I grew up on Live Leak and shit, so it didn't affect me. But obviously the murders in the comment section should be stopped, right? But most of the stuff, it was really not that deep. It was mad funny too because like all the reels got way funnier. I seen this. I seen this one video of this guy with tongue, and it was genuinely had me crying, bro. So it did make reels funnier too. So if you were complaining about literally getting a funnier reel system, you just genuinely are just a bitch. That's all it is. But yeah, I'm kind of I said everything I want to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe. Hopefully your kids didn't see anything. And goodbye, guys.